All right. WHGE 95.3 FM. Coming up, the Open Eye. Here we go. Let's get them started. All right. Hey, Vaughn. I see you, brother.
Those of us that know
Good morning, brother.
intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego digging. We do so because the chains of oppression on our people's minds are deep and difficult to remove.
Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM, the Advocacy Education Station. If you're tuned in, I know you're tuned in for some education. That's right. That's for doggone sure. And as I always start, or as I've been starting for the last few shows, every generation has its purpose. Ours is to reveal the truth and reverse the brainwashing. That's what we do right around here. We reveal the truth. If you're not with the truth, you need to go somewhere else. Let me get my disclaimer out the way right here on WHGE 95.3 FM.
The views and opinions expressed on the Open Eye are those of the hosts, guests, and contributors, and do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
The Open Eye. This is Patrice Gibbs, your third eye optometrist. That's right. Getting them started, getting you some Hey, have you ever heard of Lula Mae Hardaway? Does that name sound familiar at all? And let me tell you who Lula Mae Hardaway is. Okay, Lula Mae Hardaway, she was born in January of 1930 in Eufaula, Alabama. But she spent her early adult life in Saginaw, Michigan, before moving to Los Angeles in 1975, where she remained until her passing on May 31st, 2006. Lula Mae Hardaway is Stevie Wonder's mother. That's right. Here's what's significant about Miss Hardaway. She actually co-wrote several of her son's songs, including I Was Made to Love Her, Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours, You Met Your Match, and I Don't Know Why I Love You. Two of these tracks also appeared on Stevie's 1968 album, For Once in My Life, and another two, I Want to Make Her Love Me and Ain't No Lovin', were also co-penned by Lula. For co-writing Signed, Sealed, Delivered, she was co-nominated for the 1970 Grammy Award for Best R&B Song. Man, oh man, that's a serious mama right there, huh? That's word. Lula Mae Hardaway, Stevie Wonder's mother. That's word. You know what? Let me get with this. You know, there are 12 laws of karma. The great law, whatever we put into the universe will come back to us. The law of humility. One must accept something in order to change it. That's something we really need to learn. The law of responsibility. We must take responsibility for what's in our lives. That brings us back to the great law. Whatever we put into the universe will come back to us. The law of focus. We could not think of two different things at the same time. What's up, Steve? I don't know about that. Okay. The law of here and now. We could not be present if we are always looking backward. The thing about that is we have to look back to understand where we are. The law of patience and reward. The most valuable rewards require persistence. The law of creation. Life does not happen by itself. We need to make it happen. The law of growth. When we change ourselves, our lives change too. Say that again. When we change ourselves, our lives change too. You want a revolution? You got to start in your own mind. The law of connection. The past, present, and future are all connected. But if you live in the past, you're in a state of depression. And if you try to live in the future, you're living in a state of fear. Live in the here and now. The law of giving and hospitality. Our behavior should match our thoughts and actions. The law of change. History repeats itself until we learn from it and change our path. The law of significance and inspiration. Rewards are the result of the energy and effort we put into it. Those are the 12 laws of karma. It's something many of us need to learn, but not just learning, understanding. And understand it well. Let me see what I got here. Let me do this right quick. Okay. All right. Okay. And you know, a lot of people, and you've heard me say this before, are actually unaware that slavery was less than 150 years ago, which is no more than 3 generations ago. The transatlantic slave trade started in the 1400s, and slavery legally, allegedly, ended in 1865 in the U.S. That is over 400 years of social engineering, brainwashing, and terror that blacks have endured. This dysfunctional behavior has been passed down from generation to generation, and unfortunately, it is going to take more than 150 years to properly reverse that mindset. Blacks never received any psychological therapy after they were legally freed. They were forced to just get over it and move on. And of course, we should all know about the horrors of the Jim Crow era and racism right now, today. Blacks really never had a chance to reinvent themselves because blacks have always been under attack in America. I refuse to ignore or downplay my ancestors' experiences. Stop allowing others to tell you how to feel about your history, especially since it plays a critical role in our condition as a people today, economically, socially, and mentally. This is the Open Eye, Patrice Gibbs. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. This is Patrice Gibbs, soon to be joined in just a second here by my partner in consciousness, Nsoromma. Here he is, Nsoromma. What's up, brother?
Yaga. Wagwan, brother. Hello, world.
All right.
What's good, y'all?
Yeah, we ready to get them started right here.
Yeah, I heard you a little bit.
Yes, indeed, buddy. Yes, indeed. Hey, look, what's going on with our education and what have you? I have to ask, have you ever heard of the Slocum Massacre?
The Slocum Massacre? No,
Yeah.
I haven't.
Okay. That's not a problem. That's why we're here.
Yeah, I learned too. With the rest of the world.
And I tell you what's interesting about the Slocum Massacre. Okay, the Slocum Massacre occurred July 29th, 1910 in Slocum, Texas, an unincorporated community in southeast Anderson County.
Right.
The city used to be home to a thriving African American community with several businesses and farms owned by black people. Okay, that right there gives you a hint where this is going. That gives you a hint where, leading up to the massacre, a lynching of a black man in nearby Cherokee County sparked racial tensions in the Slocum area. White rumors circulated that black residents had been meeting in Slocum to plan an armed rebellion. There's a rumor. Racial tensions only intensified when a white man reportedly sought to collect a disputed debt from a well-respected black farmer named Abe Wilson when a road construction foreman put an African American in charge of soliciting aid for road improvements. A confrontation erupted, enraging Jim Spurger, a local white farmer who became the primary agitator of the conflict that led to the massacre. Many newspapers and eyewitness accounts reported that Spurger instigated the events by claiming that blacks had threatened him. Driven by Spurger and other white vigilantes, an angry mob, heavily armed white men from all over Anderson County roamed through Slocum in groups. According to some reports, 200 men laid siege to the city. They fired guns on black residents at will. African Americans fled as word spread from survivors of the carnage. White mobs trailed, fleeing blacks into the surrounding forests and marshes and shot them in the back. Every initial newspaper portrayed African Americans as the armed instigators, which were gross mischaracterizations. Newspapers reported that the estimated death toll of black residents were 8 to 22 victims. Black community members provided a contrasted report by stating that there was a minimum of 40 who had died, that it may have even reached up to 200 victims.
And that's men, women, and children.
Men, women, and children. Anderson County Sheriff William H. Black stated at the time that it was challenging to obtain the death toll because black bodies had been scattered all over the woods.
Wow.
Many black residents fled the town during and after the massacre, leaving behind real estate property and other assets to save their lives. White residents later seized their property. For instance, Jack Holly, a formerly enslaved man, lost his dairy, granary, general store, and 700 acres of land to white residents after he and his family fled the city. Almost all of Slocum's residents were subpoenaed to testify, and white men who refused were arrested. Spurger and at least 15 other white men were arrested for the attacks. Oh, don't get excited about that. In addition, Spurger and 6 of the men were indicted for 22 counts of murder. However, they were never tried. I told you not to get excited about that. The indictments received little attention when Judge Benjamin Howard Gardner moved the trial to Harris County, where the charges were eventually dropped. None of the attackers were ever prosecuted.
Now that's I mean, that's just.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got no words for stuff like that. You know? The
Yeah.
justice, and there is no justice.
No.
It's all the people that got killed. Not only with that, but just the Ku Klux Klan. Period. That right there, anybody who's involved with that should be locked up.
That's right, because it's a terrorist organization.
Right. I mean, they have already committed murder and should be charged.
Right.
You know, and that's sickening, man.
That's
and
right.
I was like thinking about that. If we were prepared for a fight, which we never are, because we not really a fighting people. We only beat each other up and kill each other. You know, if that was turned to outside our community, it'll be a really different situation.
You got that right.
We have to start standing up for ourselves.
Yes, we do.
We really do, man. As a community.
Word. Well, while most nearby towns have black populations of more than 20%, Slocum, of course, is just below 7% because the residents of Slocum were ran out of murder.
Right.
Okay? Now, due to the efforts led by Constance Holly Jawad, a descendant of one of the victims,
Right.
a historical marker has been dedicated to commemorate the event, and that took place in 2016. Now, moving forward in 2021,
Right.
okay, Texas legislators and their board of education,
Right.
the local board of education, okay, actually presented a bill to outlaw teaching anything about Slocum because it makes white people uncomfortable. Actually will send a teacher to jail for teaching about the massacre of Slocum.
You can send a teacher to jail, but you can't send a killer to jail.
Right.
You can't send a murderer that's killing babies, kids, women, children. I mean, you can't send them to jail, but you can send a person for trying to teach what happened.
Right.
What kind of government, what kind of people are in position to even come up and make these decisions? That's who we need to attack. You know, that's where the problem lies.
Yes,
with these people making up these so-called laws. Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a buyout, bro.
Man. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
844-944-3953. Hit us up. Call us up. Let us know what you think. And, do you got a solution or a plan to make something happen or give a change?
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye.
Wow. Yo, Vaughn, what's good? Steve, I see you. Hey, Miss Ma, I see you popped in, you know what I'm saying? Yo, what's good? Everybody that's tuning in, yo, we got a good show for y'all today. My boy Pat is about to do the dirt. I can hear him already heating up. So, yo, just be prepared. I got my boots ready and everything. So, yo, word.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma in the building.
Right here, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, something, bro.
Yo, bro.
You eat watermelon?
I love watermelon.
I heard that.
Yes, I do. That's the best water on the planet.
Hey, man, you know what was real crazy?
What?
Is watermelon is part of our stereotype.
I know they purposely did that.
Yeah,
For the simple fact that, you know, when they was working them slaves out in a slave field, and they was wondering how they would not get tired and, you know, be well nourished still in the sun. It was the watermelon.
Yeah, it goes deeper than that, bro.
I know, but I'm saying they try to make it a bad thing when it really is a good thing. You know what I'm saying? They always switch it up.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah. You know, it's something that I've even seen people, black people, in the supermarket look around
before they buy watermelon. Hey yo, I mean that's just how scared they got us.
Yeah.
How you gonna be scared to do something that you can survive? This is the best water on the planet. You know, and I mean
one of the greatest fruits. Device.
Not the seedless ones. Not the seedless.
No, get the ones with the seeds.
With the big giant black seeds.
That's right.
That's the one you want.
Yeah.
But other than that, man.
Now, how did watermelon become detrimental to our character? How do they make watermelon? Why did they make watermelon part of our stereotype? You know, if you eat watermelon, you're seen with a watermelon, you're being ghetto or N-wordish.
Right.
You know, that's what.
But within that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The story that I had got was it was a bunch of black people sitting around and it was on break or whatever, and they all was eating watermelon. And the white guy looked over at him, and that's when he got his light bulb go off in his head or whatever. Bing!
Yeah.
I can make a cartoon out of it. You know what I'm saying? And just turn it into, and that's how it began. You know, it's all propaganda.
It seems as if every few weeks there's another watermelon controversy. Yeah. Actually, the Boston Herald got in trouble for publishing a cartoon of the White House fence jumper after he made his way back into Barack Obama's bathroom.
What?
Yeah, it's happened during Obama's administration.
What?
Recommending watermelon flavored toothpaste to the president.
Wow.
Yeah, because N-words eat watermelon. A high school football coach in Charleston, South Carolina, was briefly fired for a bizarre post-game celebration ritual in which his team smashed the watermelon while making ape-like noises. Okay.
I mean, you got to think of the mentality that these individuals have. Now, when you think it's over, which it'll never be over, because it's passed down in generations through the ignorance of the parents, you know what I'm saying? That fight will always continue to exist.
Yeah. Now, what's so offensive about liking watermelon? Don't white people like watermelon?
I know white people that love watermelon.
You doggone
Miss
right.
Hughes, how you doing? Matter of fact, she loves watermelon.
I
She
heard
have
that.
watermelon floor mats, toasters. I mean, she go in, but she asked me, was I offended by it ever? No, because that has nothing. If you like what you like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's crazy.
Yep. You know, the stereotype that African Americans are excessively fond of watermelon emerged for a specific historical reason and served a specific political purpose. Okay? Then this trope came into full force when slaves won their emancipation during the Civil War. Free black people grew, ate, and sold watermelons, and in doing so, made the fruit a symbol of their freedom. Southern whites, threatened by blacks' newfound freedom, responded by making the fruit a symbol of black people's perceived uncleanliness, laziness, childishness, and unwanted public presence.
How did they get all of that out of eating the watermelon?
Yeah. You know, this racial trope exploded in American popular culture, becoming so pervasive that its historical origin became obscure.
Wow.
See, the watermelon, even during slavery, okay,
Right.
blacks were allowed to have a watermelon patch, okay, and a lot of these blacks sold those watermelons and freed themselves and their family, bought their freedom and their family's freedom.
Right, but they don't see the entrepreneurship in that.
You know, because we use the watermelon to enhance ourselves financially.
Right.
Whites, who of course, as you know, as I always tell you, nothing a white man with a penny hates more than a black man with a nickel, saw black people getting financially stable by growing the watermelon. So, you know, Southern whites saw the enjoyment of watermelon as a sign of their own supposed benevolence. You know, slaves were usually careful to enjoy watermelon according to the code of behavior established by whites.
Wow.
Okay?
And they got all of that out of a watermelon.
Out of a watermelon. And it's amazing, man. It's amazing that the watermelon, you know, before its subversion in the Jim Crow era, the watermelon symbolized black self-sufficiency. And that's why it was demonized and made a part of our stereotype.
Wow.
WHGE 95.3 FM, teaching you something.
Brother Miss Bob, answer the one question. Ask Pat. Ask Pat what, B? Answer the one question. What is it? You ain't never asked me.
What's the question?
What's the question, B?
I'm sure I got an answer.
Oh, we'll find it. We'll go find it right now. You better quit playing with us.
You know?
Hey, yo, let me invite a couple people on my end, y'all. I just got in poppin'.
All right.
Boom, 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 boom. What's up, y'all? Come on, tune in. This is what we do. Y'all got any questions or want to know a little bit of history? We got you. You know what I'm saying? We don't be playing games. I just invited about 30 people, that's all. You know, come check us out. We poppin'. Brother Ube!
WHGE 95.3 FM.
It's the Gibbs in the building.
Nsoromma.
Yo, what's good?
By my side. Well, the orange disaster.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, he got about 100 indictments.
Oh, so you know, they just got people that just killed the whole community had 300 indictments. And they went home and...
This one single man got 100 indictments.
You think he gonna get hemmed up?
Oh, what? See, here's the thing, bro.
We gotta know who we dealing with.
Yeah, we know who we dealing
don't
with.
get our hopes all high and all of that, and think we gonna get justice. And
you know, I was impatient about this. I
You
told
was
Brother
right.
Vaughn, look, they need to go here and have him do this perk walk.
Oh, the purple.
Yeah, yeah. Well, these prosecutors, okay.
Uh-huh.
A lot of them, the one out of Georgia, the one in New York, and I think the one in D.C., okay? They're black. I think the one in the police chief in Georgia said when he gets indicted in Georgia, okay, oh, we got mugshots and fingerprint processed for him. You can believe that, okay?
Now think about that. That'll be in history ever the first president to get convicted and put in jail.
Indicted. He ain't convicted yet.
I mean, if the process of him is going through for him to be locked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean. However it boils down, all the stuff that's going on, he's in a position to be locked up.
Yes, indeed.
So, in saying that, I don't think that'll never happen because he was the president and he got too many secrets that he knows. They couldn't lock him up.
No,
Where would they lock him up at?
You know what?
What prison would they put him in?
Well, of course, if they did, of course, they would put him in the country club jail. Okay.
Almost definitely
but
his
actually,
house, right?
You know, say that again.
I said, most definitely his house, right? He put a big giant ankle bracelet on there.
You know what? Here's the thing.
What?
Okay. Here's what gives your statement validity.
Okay.
Okay. There's historical precedence for this. Okay.
Right.
Now, what do I mean by that? Okay. From during the 1850s, before the Civil War,
right,
up until after the Civil War, okay. Of course, the Southern states seceded from the Union, and this was an insurrection. These were traitors, okay.
All of them should be
home,
put to death.
That's
by
right.
firing squad.
Right. Right. And you know, okay, there was only one person during that period that was actually executed. And that one person was an abolitionist, okay, who tried to actually get the Civil War started. Okay, and a lot of you know this name, John Brown. John Brown was executed for treason. Okay, for turning against the U.S. government. All right.
Right.
Now, John Brown was fighting against slavery and trying to bring about the emancipation of black people. He never actually turned against the Union like all these Southerners did.
Wow.
Okay. Robert E. Lee, Jefferson Davis, who was the president of the Confederacy. All right. All of these cats, man, they should have, like you said, they should have been shot for treason. Now, with his federal indictment Tuesday for trying to overturn his 2020 election defeat, former President Donald Trump stands accused of the most serious crimes against the United States since Southern states succeeded and waged the Civil War to preserve slavery. While leaders of the Confederacy were focused on depriving enslaved black people of their rights, Trump stands accused of trying to deprive all Americans of their right to freely elect a president. Had he succeeded in blocking the peaceful transfer of power to now President Joe Biden, Trump would have imposed the death penalty of American democracy, which barely exists now.
Right.
The indictment charges that Trump sought to hold onto power even though he knew he had been defeated by Biden in a fair election. No president has ever been accused of this crime. More than 60 court decisions, including decisions by the Supreme Court, have rejected Trump's false claims. The grand jury indictment returned against Trump accuses him of 4 crimes: conspiracy to violate the right of Americans to vote, conspiracy to defraud the government, obstruction of an official proceeding, and conspiring to carry out that obstruction. That, to me, is serious enough. You know, the charge of violating voting rights accuses Trump of conspiring to deprive Americans of their civil rights by denying them the right to have their vote for president counted. Okay?
But
go ahead.
But what about when, you know, they send the votes in and all the votes was put in the trash and where's the balance?
Yeah. Well, let me tell you like this, okay? When that has happened, okay, it didn't happen in favor of Democrats. Okay? The last time that happened was when they had what they called the hanging tag in Florida, when Florida there was a contention on whether Florida was going to go to Republican nominee George W. Bush or Democratic nominee Al Gore. Okay, and they threw out a whole lot of votes that were for Al Gore, and the Supreme Court actually stepped in and selected Bush. He was not actually the winner of the election.
Right.
Okay, so that was the corruption.
But that's what I mean. That's what I be meaning. That's terrible. When we thinking as Americans and as citizens that we can make a difference with our vote may count, you know what I'm saying? And they do all this underhand stuff with the votes and with the ballots and stuff like that. How can we as a people ever find the justice that we need? We have to come together and, like for instance, them people that bum rushed the White House, the insurrection, right? Now, if it was a couple citizens out there, and could we execute them out there as a citizen? Could we become the law then at that point?
Well, you know, if you did, of course, like you would have been charged.
You know how you say, I'm making a citizen's arrest. Yeah. But can you make a citizen's killing because he was putting the, we'll be arrested then.
Now, you can believe that. You can pretty much bet that. Oh, yeah, you can pretty much bet that.
But back then, that's what used to happen. The citizens used to do it. It didn't necessarily have to be the military to handle the business. You know what I'm saying?
You know? Well, you know what? You have to look at what happened during the insurrection, January 6th. Okay. Where was the National Guard?
They was home eating, chilling, watching football games.
You know? Where were the local police?
They was at McDonald's or the donut place. You know, where they always go.
Right. Okay.
I think they was all away from it, right?
They were held back from it.
Yeah, they were held back. It seemed like.
And the Capitol Police came in their regular uniform.
Wow.
Okay. Now let's flip that. Okay. And say there were
5 black people.
5 black people
outside the step.
There would have been 45 police, okay, in riot gear and military gear out there to bust their ass.
I think that's terrible, man.
Yeah.
But
that's the reality.
Right. Just the reality of what we're dealing with is terrible.
Damn sure is.
Oh my God.
Damn sure is. But hey, I'm calling for the death penalty for the traitor who who is the Orange Disaster. WHGE 95.3 FM. Hang his ass.
Hey, yo. Hey, Miss Bob, what you talking about? You said ask the right question, answer the right question, read off of Pat's page. What is wrong with the Caucasian? What's wrong with the Caucasian, B? That's what you asking me? You said they got a disability.
Yeah.
You said
well,
something.
See, you know what? I posted a video that was called. I posted the video that was called "What's Wrong with the Caucasian."
What's wrong with the Caucasian? You posted the video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Early in the week. Okay. Miss Bob? Okay. WHGE 95.3 FM. Earlier this week, I posted a video that Miss Bob, Brother Miss Bob brought up. Okay. What is wrong with the Caucasian?
What's wrong with the Caucasian?
Yeah. Well, let me see. You know what? I'm trying. Because I got it, right?
Is it the Caucasians or one Caucasian? Or is it all the Caucasians? What is it rounded off? I mean, you know how they put us in a boat. One N-word is the same as another N-word, and that's not necessarily true.
Of
so,
course not.
Are we saying that?
Okay. And I hear you because there are some good white people.
I mean,
but where the hell they been for 500 years to deal with these goddamn white people that want to murder us?
I mean, they don't want to die themselves. You know, they'll kill their own kind too. You know what I'm saying?
Will.
Just to keep their thing going.
Yeah.
Like you said. Man, it's crazy, man.
Wait a minute. I got it here. I know I do. Okay. But at any rate,
right?
What is wrong with the Caucasian? There's a book called The Iceman Inheritance. Okay. Now, the Iceman Inheritance, what it does is speaks to, I think the guy's name is Murray that wrote, at any rate, it's a white dude that wrote
the book. Okay.
And what he explains is that white people came up in a cold environment where food was scarce. Okay. Where black people came up in Africa where, you know, food and resources were plentiful.
Right around. You can just grab an apple off the tree and reach out that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, Busta Rhymes asked a question, okay, that we need to take a look at.
Okay, what's that question, Pat?
You ever seen a black caveman?
No, you never haven't.
No.
I know, you never have seen a black caveman. And he was real serious about that too.
You doggone right.
He said, show me one.
Show me one.
I mean,
you never seen one, okay? Because we didn't live in caves. Okay. Now, what you learn when you live in a society like that is you learn to be cunning, you learn to be murderous, you learn to competition to the height of murder. Okay. This is what's wrong with the Caucasian. They come from an environment of such intense competition,
right,
that when they did have some semblance of civilization, they were competitive with each other.
Right.
Okay? And they enslaved each other, murdered their women, burned their women at the stake because they're actually afraid of their women.
Wow.
We have no fear of our women. We love our women, and we have no fear of them rising in our society as high as they can go. Right. As high as their ambition, intelligence, and talent take them.
Right.
We don't fear that, okay? Because when they were on a level with us, or right there with us, we did not indulge in misogyny, mistreat them, rape them, and beat them.
No, actually, they kept some of us alive in a Canaan situation.
That's word.
Yeah.
That's word. So, you know, like I said, you know, you want to know what's wrong with the Caucasian? Go to my page and watch that video, for one thing. You know, it's interesting, like, and I've mentioned this many times, okay, that of all the people on the earth, it is only the Caucasian cannot live in harmonious relationship with nature. And that mindset is still there as they continually do damage to the planet.
So you're saying they can't live in harmony with nature?
No. Wow. No, they can't. They can't. For some odd reason.
Well, okay. I know a couple that does that right now, live in harmony with nature.
Yeah.
Their backyard, and I mean, I personally can't say that's every Caucasian, but they're out there.
Yeah.
They are out there, and it's more out there that's worse than
than the few that that are decent. Like I said, where the hell they been for 500 years?
Scared, man. What do you think? They kill us, they kill them. So you gotta blend, right? What's that? Camouflage.
Camouflage.
You gotta camouflage. You gotta camouflage. So I can respect that.
Is against the wall, that's word. So
would you say how many times he want to be stabbed? He need to be stabbed.
There it is.
Forced against the wall. Hey,
yeah, buddy. Well, what's still going on, and it's been going on for quite some time, is white people calling the police on black people. Okay, white people are calling the police for the same reason the police were created, to make themselves feel safe and to control black people they feel do not know their place.
And the first thing the police do when they do call them and they pull up is they go, "Where's your papers?"
Yeah.
But they ain't saying papers. They go, your ID, your license, the new language. You know what I'm saying? So don't get it twisted. It's still in effect right now. You
know what? And and this from Leslie Mack.
Leslie, thank you, Leslie.
Yes, indeed, sister. She said, "I really think we're doing a disservice by labeling all these wild black incidents as white people calling the cops for no reason." Okay? This no reason language is far too tame to describe what is actually going on, and language matters when confronting societal issues.
That's right.
It also adds a layer of naivety to the actions of racism, white people, which quite frankly is also an illustration of white supremacy. White people learn almost at birth that police are for them, that when called, they will always be believed and always be supported. How many times have you seen the cops roll up on a situation where it's black and white, and they tell the black person, "Hey, you need to calm down," and tell the white person, "Hey, well, what's the problem here? What's going on?"
And the black person is the one that called you. That's what get me too sometimes. But them police officers that do that need to be out of there. That's who we need to attack. Also, the pen is mightier than the sword, right? You know that because your pen is vicious.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? So unless we stop arguing at the scene, being that loud black person that they expect you to be when they ask you that question to tick you off, to send you there. No, you stay calm. You get all their information, their business card, ask for their charity bond number. Be smart. Then that way you can get home, and then you can put charges on them also, because they can be held liable.
That's right.
And we got to stay.
Now you heard what Nsoromma said. Be smart.
Yeah.
Okay. Because the goal is to go home.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in a position to let these race soldiers kill you because you are behind enemy lines.
Definitely.
Okay. And this saying the cops are calling the white people are calling the cops for no reason. Yes, they have a reason. Okay. And they know what that reason is. They're calling a gun.
Right.
That's what they're doing.
I can't shoot you, but I can call my buddy over here and I can make him put you out of here or lay you down, whatever one you turn into that he needs to do.
That's right.
And they have no liability at all for your death.
That's word. Yeah. And they know the harm that they are potentially inflicting. They know how police operate. They know how much power differential, how much of a power differential there is.
Yeah.
They effing know. Yeah. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye.
Yeah, I got Jardell, what's good? I see you. Miss Bai, he said it's greed. That's one of the main parts of it. But they can have nothing and still want to see you messed up because you black. So that ain't really greed. You know what I'm saying? That's something else. What you call that, bro? You know what I'm saying? Jardell, love, peace, and power, fam. Thank you, bro. You know we keep it climbing for real. Yo, Dave, what's good? Brother Ube. We are in a time where we need to use the buddy system. Yeah, we do. we always supposed to use that as blacks, but we can't get along to even use the buddy system
with each other.
So unless we change that and you know, quit being indoctrinated and scrambled up with their information, we ain't gonna never really get it together. We need the million, not the 100,000. You see what I'm saying? The 100,000 is good, but we need the million.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's right. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Where is the Black Caucus? In Florida. Okay. Why aren't they saying something about what's going on with the education in Florida? Oh yeah, Kamala Harris went down to Florida and gave, a nice speech and what have you.
Did you hear her speech?
Yeah.
Man, see, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
When we have representatives that's supposed to be speaking for our community, and it do everything but speak for our community, they who need to be prosecuted. They the ones that need to be okay. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're held responsible.
Now, here's what's interesting.
What?
Some black Republicans came out and said, hey, you've gone too far, Ron DeSatan, with this blacks benefited from slavery.
Right.
Slavery was an evil institution. Where was the benefit? Okay.
But they look at it like it was a good thing. You hanging a child, throwing a 2-month-old baby out to the alligators, so you can get the alligator skin to make a belt or some shoes.
Yeah, that's why you ain't gonna see me in no alligator shoes.
And taking people a hair and making seat cushions and all of this other. This is evil,
right? You know.
And you act like it's okay.
Now, okay,
Wow.
Tim Scott. Now, listen what Tim Scott said, right? I'm paraphrasing here.
Yeah, okay.
But he said to Tim Scott is a black Republican senator. I think he's from South Carolina.
Okay.
Or wherever that raccoon is from. Okay. He said to Ron DeSatan, for those that you don't know, okay, everybody should know by now that Ron DeSatan is the Grand Imperial Wizard of the Banana Republic of Florida. Okay. Tim Scott, black Republican, said, everybody has a bad day, but my brother in Christ, Ron DeSatan.
Brother in Christ, though.
Yeah, his brother in Christ, Ron DeSatan, he may have a bad day, but this is not right what you're doing. And Ron DeSatan came back and said, oh, you acting like a liberal Democrat. And the worst thing a Republican can do is be a liberal Democrat. Basically what he said was, N-word, stay in your place.
Right.
How dare you?
Right.
That's word. Now, here's the real crazy. And this is where it gets real crazy. All right. On the Board of Education, whoever these people are that came up with this curriculum, okay, you got 2 of them that are black. And maybe more, okay? But two out of what? 16?
16 or 2 out of 16
or whatever it was.
That's not a lot.
No. But like I said, maybe be more. Okay. Of course, DeSantis, DeSatan, defended Florida's new Black History curriculum. But as criticism mounted, what he did was he tried to separate himself from the criticism. Okay, when they put this curriculum out. Now, here are the so-called scholars that he appointed. And when you appoint somebody, they do what you want them to do. That's the reason to appoint them. One is Dr. William D. Allen. Okay? I don't know if he got his doctorate degree on the back of a matchbook cover or what. Son of a bitch. Boom! Yeah. He's a retired professor. Oh my God, he's a retired professor. Who the hell went to his class? And he's emerged as the most vocal defender of the new standard in its approach to slavery. Okay? Right?
And its approach to slavery, what you mean by that?
Well, the idea that, black people benefited from slavery.
Oh, wow.
According to him.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's a piece of crap. And the other one is this Frances Presley Rice. Okay? Frances Presley Rice, who is a black woman, she's such a low-down mammy that white Republican racists said, wait a minute, She's a bit too damn much. And cut her money off. Yeah, she gonna get us jammed up. You have to shut her. This is who he put on the thing. And these morons came up with a list of names, okay, of black people that benefited from slavery. All right, what I do with that list? I got the list right here.
So it's a list of black people that
actually benefited from slavery. Okay, and here are some of the names that they came up with. Ned Cobb benefited from slavery. These were all blacksmiths according to them.
Oh, okay.
That's why I said this fool was a professor. You kidding me? Ned Cobb, also known as Nate Shaw, was an African American tenant farmer.
Okay.
Okay, he was born in Tallapoosa County in Alabama. Okay. He was born in 1885. He was never a goddamn slave. Ooh. Henry Blair, who they said was another one. Okay. Well, Henry Blair was an African American inventor who in 1834 became only the second black man to receive a United States patent for his mechanical corn planter. Wow. Okay. Slaves could not hold patents.
Right, so the master stole them and put them in their name.
Okay?
Yeah,
this didn't happen to Henry Blair because he was a free man. He was not a slave. He was not a blacksmith. It gets worse. Lewis Howard Latimer. Lewis Latimer, who invented, he invented the filament in the light bulb.
Yeah.
Okay? He drew the patent plans for the telephone. He was never a slave. Now, this is probably, to me, the worst one. John Henry.
And he was the president at one point, right?
No, John Henry was, there's
I
a song.
I thought he was the president for one day.
No. You might be thinking of John Hanson.
Oh, yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Correct me, brother.
Yeah, who was a white man. Okay. John Henry was an American folk hero. He was an American freedman. He is said to have worked as a steel driving man. That's what he was known for. He was a steel driving man. Here's the thing about John Henry. He may have never even existed. He was a folk hero.
Wow.
Okay? If he did exist, he didn't do all the stuff that they said he did. Okay? He was a folk hero. Like they said he was a blacksmith that benefited from slavery. A bunch of goddamn morons.
He was like a Jesus then.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. WHGE 95.3 FM. We are actually coming to the end of the program, but I got a little
that
something.
Fast?
Yeah, it's damn near time, y'all. But I got something. Okay.
Hey, yo, Celeste, what's good? Ain't no melon big. I know the disability is no melon. I feel you, bro. I feel you. And what else? Who else is popping with us? Jordan said they puppets. They all puppets. Yeah. They are puppets, son. Especially when we vote them into position. You know what I'm saying? So can't we clip them puppet strings? I mean, we gotta start fighting. You know what I'm saying? But hey, yo, Tasty Foods, what's up, my man?
Right. WHGE 95.3 FM. Hey, something I gotta mention. I'm gonna go more into detail with this next week.
Next week?
Yeah. Africa is waking up.
Oh yeah, did you see that?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah. Niger had a coup where they threw out their sellout president who was beholden to France. And of course, France is one of the worst neo-colonialists on the African continent. Right. Okay. And we got a lot of these countries. Niger. Okay. And now look, what the West, of course, is supporting the thrown out dictator. They're supporting him, and they're saying, we're going to support him. We're going to put him back in power, because Niger is going to cut off the gold and the uranium.
Right.
Okay? And a lot of African countries are taking note and falling in line with this.
Right.
Okay? Now, the United States has threatened to withhold aid, okay, to Niger due to the military takeover. You know what the Niger military said? They said, keep your aid and give it to the millions of homeless people that y'all caused to be homeless in the United States. Your goddamn charity needs to begin at home. Yeah, doggone right. Doggone right. And like I tell you, look, pay attention. There's levels to this. Levels to this. Okay? Let me tell you something. This is a white liberal, okay, explaining to a white conservative why they do it the way they do and why they open doors for black people.
Right.
Or some black people. All right? And check this out, because this is heavy. The white liberal said, it's only the smart ones we move up. Hey, where you at, black congressional caucus? He said, it's only the smart ones we move up. We have to move them up, because if we leave the smart ones in the ghetto, he might become a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger. He becomes alien to his brothers. Okay? How many times have we seen that? He becomes alien to his brother. It makes me think of the black woman that owned the gas station that didn't really want me in there because she didn't need black people supporting her business. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. In fact, in his love for creature comforts, except for his color, he becomes one of us. That's why we only move the smart ones up. Or the so-called smart ones. See, this is where you get that talented Democrat that Du Bois espoused. WHGE 95.3 FM, moving on.
Wow.
Yeah. And as we always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays. Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority.
Who treat you as an option.
WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma. Y'all got it.
Thanks for joining us.
Yo, what's good? Yo, time fly, yo, when we be dropping that knowledge on you, you know what I'm saying? It like click, 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 and the hour is up, you know what I mean? So, yo, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody that's representing the Open Eye Radio Show. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Mr. Gibbs, you got some stuff. You know,
yes, indeed. Thank you for tuning in. Thank everybody that posted some stuff that I could use and help educate the people. And as I always tell you, Africa's waking up. Global African supremacy. Because the world was a much better place when the black man ruled. Believe that. Peace.
Read that.
All right.
Read that.
Oh. We got Eastside Pride. We Matter. Got current projects coming up. Weekly recovery meetings are from Tuesday, 7 to 8:30 p.m. at the Central Baptist Church Annex. And they're open to everyone. Okay? So if you have somebody in your family dealing with, you know, some crisis of addiction and this, that, and the other, come on in. They can get some help. That's real talk. All right. Peace.
And you know what I say. Nsoromma streaming all platforms. So, yo, go check us out. Mr. Gibbs also. Yada.
All right. Peace.